Alright, before we hop into the video today, just a quick thank you to our sponsor, Sports TNB. Hey, if you play 2K, you know the grind is real. The badge grind can get tough, so if you're looking to buy a stacked NBA 2K account with max badges and everything like that, visit sportstnb.com. Make sure to let him know HaydenYT sent you, and he'll get you everything you need. He's legit. First link in the description down below. Go check it out. What's going on YouTube? Hayden here, and today we're back with a brand new video. Today we got the Georgia versus Texas A&M recap and analysis video. So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the game. It's been a couple days. Well, not a couple days. It's been a full Sunday, and I'm recording this right after the Georgia versus Dayton game, basketball game. I'm gonna be doing a Georgia versus Dayton recap either later tonight or tomorrow sometime. So you can probably expect that tomorrow. Yeah, let's get right into the recap. So this game was the first SEC matchup between Georgia and Texas A&M. There's not much of a history with this game. Last time we played them was like maybe 9-10 years ago, I think, maybe something like that. But yeah, we knew going into this game that it wouldn't be easy for Georgia, especially considering the woes on the offensive side, and that A&M is a really solid team with only losses coming to quality opponents. I mean, they're 7-4, but their 4 losses are to top 15 teams, and 3 of them have come against top 4 teams. When they played Clemson, they were number 1. Bama was number 1. Georgia now number 4. But yeah, the weather didn't really help anything in this game, but I wouldn't really use this as the main excuse for the offensive side of the ball like we could against the Kentucky, because the Kentucky was just a straight up monsoon. The rain was relentless that day. There was no stopping. But in this game, at least the rain settled up in the second half. But on the offensive side of the ball, there was just no rhythm established. And that really goes with saying because of all the 3 and outs they had. There was just so many 3 and outs. They just couldn't keep the drives going. Like we just couldn't get first downs. But there was a quick instance early in the second quarter when we had that touchdown drive where the rhythm was looking really nice and we were playing some hurry up football. And that, that always tends to be like where Jake strives, is in the hurry up offense. Because we've been a really great 2-minute offense team this year. And Jake just always, when Jake's in a rhythm, that's when he's at his best. But when he's not in a rhythm, we're doing these 3 and outs. I mean, of course, some of the 3 and outs were calls because he couldn't make some throws early on, even throughout the game. He was missing the target a lot. But other than that drive, the offense was just, like I said, 3 and outs. We were just stuttering. Just not much going for the team. And we got many drives in the field goal range and into the red zone, but we couldn't get touchdowns out of those drives, which has been a problem this season where we get into the red zone, but we've gotten a lot of field goals. I'm pretty sure Rodrigo has like 27, 28 field goal attempts this year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Coley actually, there's still people who are all over James Coley, but I believe he actually called a pretty solid game, and he's been calling some pretty solid games the past few weeks. His solid game plan actually was just killed because there was no execution on the offense. And like I already said, Fromm missed a lot of throws early on and throughout the game. So there was just no execution. I mean, the receivers were getting open today. Not today. The receivers were getting separation on Saturday. Unlike, that's been a big problem this year where the receivers were people were going into press coverage on us and we just couldn't beat the corners, but that was not the case on Saturday. We just couldn't execute on Saturday when we were actually getting separation. We've been in this situation a lot this season where we get these first half leads, 10-point leads at halftime, and just become lackluster in the second half and just, I guess, kind of shut down and try to go into conservative on offense and defense to just try to win the game and not keep our foot on the pedal and keep it pushing. But we just had to depend on critical stops from the defense, and just given just the weekly dose on Saturday of they like to give us heart attacks. The Georgia fans heart attacks they like to stress us out a lot. But yeah, speaking a little bit on the defense there, they're so fun to watch. They're so good. They're elite. They're a top-tier defense in the nation. We all know that now at this point in the year. And they were able to hold A&M to -1 rushing yards. And they just play with this edge, and they never let up. I mean, the only real thing that they did was they went conservative again late, went to that zone scheme, and let A&M score their lone touchdown of the day. They had their opportunities to actually get them off the field. They had A&M converted a 3rd and 10 and a 3rd and 15 on that drive, so that hurt a little bit, but that was really their only mishap of the day. Yeah, but back to the offense a little bit. You know, they actually did their job late in the game, and they were able to get out of some 3-and-outs. I mean, Swift saved the day with that beautiful spin move. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that spin move was just amazing, and he was able to get the first downs to end the game. Unlike some of the last few games, they didn't have to put it all on the defense late in the game. Defense had to do a lot, but at least the offense closed it out this time, and they didn't have to. That A&M didn't get the ball and get another shot. It's actually, if they would have got a touchdown, I mean, they would have gone up by 1 point, and that would have been killer. You know, just want to thank all the seniors. Their last game in Sanford Stadium. It's a real special class for Kirby and just the Georgia fans. So yeah, big thanks to them. It's just an unfortunate weather day, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. You can't really control that, but they were able to go out of Sanford with a W, which is all that really matters. I got to give my MVP to Rodrigo though on senior day. He had some really nice field goals. He shouldn't make it look so easy in the weather that was in the first half, and the field was just wet and nasty. He went 4 for 4 and almost executed that onside kick. Georgia should have had that onside kick. It was in our hands, but we let it go. You know, he's just hands down the best kicker in America. He's a top 3 finalist for the Nagurski, which is the best kicker. And he's now the all-time scorer in UGA history after that game. And he's the second scorer in SEC history, too, now, which is just crazy. Just looking forward a little bit. Georgia has should be pretty easy game against Georgia Tech on Saturday to close out the regular season. And hopefully they can get some much needed momentum on the offensive side of the ball and just get some players healthy and ready to go. And speaking of getting players healthy, they really got to get Lawrence Cager healthy. He's a big piece to this offense. Jake Fromm's going to need Lawrence Cager to be healthy for the SEC championship game because that's his main guy. That's his main target and the guy he's most comfortable with. And that's always been the case with Fromm. His top target's always been a veteran receiver. And that's exactly what Cager is. And the lack of Cager has loomed large these past couple games without him. The offense just hasn't been the same. I mean, we've had offensive struggles all season long, but without Cager, it really makes it difficult. Kind of touched a little bit on this, but just going forward, we're just going to have to start winning the third down battle. We were pretty good at winning a third down, getting a bunch of third down conversions at the beginning of the season against lesser opponents, but we got to find ways to stay on the field and give the defense some more rest because they're on the field a lot in these games, and it can start to wear them down a little bit. And also we got to find ways to get more points in the red zone. We got to start getting more touchdowns instead of field goals. We've been dominating some of these games, and just if we could turn these field goals into touchdowns, it would be just so much better. Florida, Missouri, Auburn, A&M. There was a lot of fight and a lot of good games in this November stretch. Cool thing about this is actually that we never trailed at one point in any of these games in November, which is pretty crazy to think about considering the opponents we had to play. And just another thing is that thing that people probably haven't really noticed is that Georgia's played a lot of teams coming off of bye weeks, and that means a lot. Teams coming off of bye weeks, that's an extra week of preparation. I believe we had 3 straight teams that were coming off of bye weeks, 3 straight games of people off of bye weeks. I think Kentucky, Florida, Missouri were all on byes before they played us, and that's one thing to note and one thing just to kind of look at. And also 4 straight top 25 defenses. We can't forget about that. We played a lot of good defenses here down the stretch. So yeah, I just wanted to point those couple things out. But yeah, that's all we have for today's video. Hopefully, should have another recruit video sometime pretty soon. And just some other videos. I plan on doing a Georgia versus Dayton basketball recap as well, just like this video. But for the basketball game, just some things to talk about for that game. And don't forget, no more highlights on this channel. So make sure to go and sub to the new highlights channel. Link will be down in the description below. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like as it really helps out the channel. Comment down below what you thought of the UGA A&M. Let's have a discussion about it. Don't forget to click the red subscribe button and click the bell to know when I post videos. And yeah, it's been Hayden. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.